Dating back to the 8th century, files of correspondence, administration, and secrecy have been stored in what is popularly known as the Vatican Secret Archives, which is located behind St. Peter's Basilica. Stretching out 53 miles of shelving, 35,000 volumes of catalog across 12 centuries, these private files are stored in the heart of the Vatican. Some of these files are also stored in an underground protected area that many like to call the bunker. The bunker is fireproof, ensuring the protection of these age-old documents. Some of these documents include correspondence with Erasmus, Charlemagne, Michelangelo, Queen Elizabeth I, Mozart, Voltaire, and Adolf Hitler during this time. And one of the most important ones was an elaborate letter sent by English nobility and bishops to Pope Clement VII on why it was taking so long to annul Henry VIII's marriage with Catherine of Aragon. Despite how intriguing these archives sound, they're private, guarded by Swiss guards and the gendarmerie, and sealed to the public for thousands of years. The Catholic Church has been nothing but controversial for its entire life, and some speculate that the Pope is hiding all of these secrets of the powerful papacy throughout the years. In this documentary, we will discuss the possibilities of what is kept in the Vatican archives and maybe what is kept from us. What is important to note, and what is emphasized in recent years by Secretary of the Archives Marco Grilli, that the Latin term secretum, for which the archives are formally named, does not hold the same hidden connotation as it does in English. Secretum purely means private, as in these archives belong to the Pope's private collection. Through the past 100 years or so, the papacy has opened the doors of the archive to select academics, of course trustworthy of the Pope. In the past couple of decades, private tours have been held for select journalists to dispel some of these wild rumors. Sergio Pagano, the secretary to the prefecture of the archives, allowed VDH Books to come to the archives and film what it looked like exactly and publish a book featuring select specific documents from their visit, but there are still heavy restrictions. Once you get past the hardest step, which is to become eligible to enter these archives, there is no browsing. You can stay in the reading rooms, and you have to ask for specific documents to be searched for you. This makes researching in the archives extremely difficult, especially because most of the academics and journalists don't know the extent of what is kept in the miles of shelving in the Vatican archives. Documents from 1939 to the present day are completely restricted to anyone outside of the Pope. Because of this, theorists believe that the Catholic Church in Rome is trying to hide a relationship between the Nazis and the papacy during the Second World War, whether that be an allegiance between the two or a position against them. The papacy has stayed quiet during the Holocaust and afterwards about the subject, and reason for that silence is hidden in the Vatican archives. In recent years, the Catholic Church has been put under a lot of pressure by the public and the press due to the increasing amount of sexual assault and scandal from within official clergy members. All correspondence and other documents about these events from the papacy are most likely stored alongside those dating back to 1939. They're completely sealed off to the outside. As best explained by History Channel's Aaron Blakemore, though people can sue individual dioceses for their information, the Catholic Church is equivalent to a sovereign nation and can do what it pleases. The Pope is the only one who can release the documents early, and as it looks like now, it could be decades before journalists, historians, and victims learn more about the Catholic Church's role in this abuse. This footage shows what was mentioned before about VDH Books going into the Vatican Library and taking a look around. Sergio Pagano felt the need to open up some of these long-withheld documents to the public at large. His goal was to show the public what the Vatican archive really was, instead of having all these rumors and conspiracy theories go around, he wanted to provide a virtual tour and a book tour of everything that was actually going on in this Vatican archives. This archive has caused a lot of intrigue because it's not open to the public, causing many conspiracy theories and rumors to pop up, including Dan Brown's Angels and Demons. This book and movie inspired theorists to think that the Catholic Church might be involved with a powerful secret society called the Illuminati. The movie displayed the archives more futuristic and intense than they truly are, as Hollywood does. But many of the smaller theories in this novel and movie have been refuted, including the futuristic style of the archives, when they are actually miles of old shelving with ancient manuscripts and artifacts. It's more like a library than anything else.
Access to the Vatican archives. Access to the archives is only by written decree by the Holy Father. Fellas, you called me. This is the first time.
Now my colleague and fellow intellectual, Jared, and I decided to take matters into our own hands and try to investigate what was actually going on in the secret Vatican archive.
Alright, so we're out here in the Vatican, pretty excited. There's this book I'm looking for. I hear there's maybe aliens that I need to get through, but don't you worry, I've got a plan to get them.
How do you feel about making it in?
Very excited. It's very quiet here because there's lots of popes looking at books and stuff. Some cardinals too. Cardinals are a little less lettered than the popes though. Trader secret. You don't find this anywhere else. Perfect.
What did you find out, Jared?
Yes. I'm taking that. I'm getting all the knowledge that they don't want us to know. But I know the knowledge is mine. Oh my gosh. A map of Europe.
What does this tell you, Jared?
Tells me here is where they laid the aliens originally before they took them to the library here. You can see. Now here's something that you won't find every day. It's disguised to look like General Grant's war marches or whatever. But actually, if you look closely, it is the original cookbook of Pope Leo VIII. He was very big into taco making, you know, big taco guy. So this got all his top secret taco recipes that only the Vatican has. But now I have it too. Delicious. Proof that the Pope was hiding his allegiance with the Nazis. I found it. The Vatican can suck it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
They've been keeping this from us for so long, but no more. And so here we have the reading room of the Vatican Library. It's where any intellectuals can come and ask specifically for what they want the library. And a cardinal or whatever will go grab them a book. So basically, it's amateur hour in here. It's amateur hour. So as you know, the Pope has pretty contentious history with pop culture, and he's hidden away any kind of, allusions to that, in modern history. So Tom Hanks' stupid little book here. Made sure that nobody in the Vatican had any recollection of Tom Hanks. He wiped the memories, actually. It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know.
Now this is an important little chestnut here, a little hidden truth. You see this? Virgil number 13. And the public libraries, they have Virgil's 1 through 26. However, Pope John Paul II was a little superstitious. You know, he didn't want to like walk under a ladder. He didn't like finding spilled salt anywhere. And he didn't like the number 13, so he hid this away and pretended like it never existed because he was a little scared, a little superstitious. As you see here, we have the encyclopedia of homosexual history. Actually, there's a few popes in history who have read a little more than just perusing, but we don't talk about that.
Zach,
Yeah.
life forms.
Actually, here's a fun fact. I took this biology course in college, and here's this. This plant is the only green life they ever found on Mars, ever. And you know who took it? The freaking Pope. All this time we knew there was life on Mars. It's right there. We brought it home in Pope's very first, very secretive space mission. It was before we had the ISS kind of monitoring the ins and outs. Pope sent himself up in a rocket to Mars, grabbed this little plant here, brought it home for his personal collection.
God,
What a butthole.
what a butthole.
False alarm. Just Don Quixote.
Copy.